What is up, fam? It's your girl MT Janes here, coming back at you with another sometimes vlog. Can't really say it's a daily vlog anymore because I haven't posted in a week and a day, but it's fine. And no, this is not going to be a crying video. This is actually going to be an extremely excited, happy video because it's my favorite topic to talk about, my favorite animal, marine animal in existence, and I think you guys know what it is because today is the first day of the best week of the year. Yes, it is Shark Week. And I'm still recording because I forgot to hit pause. Lit. There you guys go. It's a blooper. So, first of all, first fact, there are over 450 species of sharks that roam our beautiful oceans. Now, these sharks can range from 8 inches, which is very small. It's just bigger than probably the average cell phone, to 40 feet long, which is huge. I don't even know. That's like freaking huge. So, there's that fact. I'm sorry. I didn't segue, but the biggest problem, yes, there's all these beautiful sharks, and they can be small, they can be big, a lot of people think they're scary, but they're actually not. 1 in 4, which means over 25% or higher, of sharks are endangered of going extinct. Now, this means that the population numbers of that species are so small that if enough of them die, we will not have any more of those sharks ever to exist on this planet again, which is sad. A major part of just these sharks being extinct and being endangered is for their fins. Now, fishing companies, they go out and they kill sharks for the shark fins so that they can make a delicacy called shark fin soup. Now, shark fin soup is sold all across Asia and Europe just because it is uncommon. Who gets to eat sharks? Like, who ever gets to get the opportunity to eat sharks? Well, apparently enough people to make them endangered. Now, shark fin soup the flavor base is not even based off of the shark fin itself. They put shark fin in it to name it shark fin soup, but the things that you're tasting are lobster, crab, scallop, broth that is made up of so many other fish flavors that it totally masks the flavor of shark fin, so you can't even taste it. Shark fin actually does not taste good at all, but because it's such a rare commodity, or like whatever over there across the seas, people want to eat it. They want to have that exclusiveness of eating a shark, and I believe in some cultures it like symbolizes something, but I'm not sure. But you're eating shark fin soup just because it has shark in it, but the shark doesn't even taste good. You don't need to be fishing for sharks for this delicacy. You could make an artificial shark fin soup and not even use shark, and I'm sure it would taste exactly the same. Now, the first shark I'm going to be talking about is the lemon shark, and I guarantee you most of the U.S.'s population, at least, has heard of the lemon shark. This is not a dangerous shark. Actually, most sharks aren't dangerous to humans, but we'll get to that later. A lemon shark is called a lemon shark because it has kind of a yellowy, sandy hue to it. It is perfect for camouflaging in the sand, and it mostly feeds on bony crustaceans, fish, and small seabirds. Now, this lemon shark, as an adult, can grow up to 10 feet long, which is one of the more larger sharks species in the world, but I guarantee you, if you come past a lemon shark in the ocean, just respect its area, leave it alone. It's not, I repeat, not going to attack you. But if you're going to be dumb and provoke it, or try to take a selfie with it or something, it is your fault that you got bit by a shark, not the sharks. Also, lemon sharks tend to feed in large groups of 20 or so, so if you're caught in the middle of a lemon shark feeding time, you shouldn't be wandering around 20 sharks at a time anyway. But the next shark that we are going to talk about is one of the most famous, I believe, just because it looks cool in its adolescence, but the colors may fade later on. It is the tiger shark. The tiger shark is also most famous for eating about anything that it can get its mouth on. This being said, they are one of the more aggressive species of sharks, but they're still not looking for humans. They're looking for other things, like literally anything else. And if you come across this tiger shark, you are in a little bit more of danger, but again, it's what you decide to do, not what the shark decides to do. You can be cautious. Obviously a shark doesn't know what humans look like. They just think you're a seal or something like that. So obviously be careful of that. But tiger sharks, here is a short list of what they are known to eat. They are known to eat smaller sharks, sea snakes. A lot of tiger sharks that have been killed and cut open have been found with like garbage, the like classic license plate, tires even, and they are certainly not picky eaters. But tiger sharks can get up to 18 feet long and a metric ton, which is 2,000 pounds. Now in the water, obviously their weight is reduced to 1/3 of that, but once you get them out on land, their weight significantly, obviously, increases to their actual weight, and that could be almost 2,000 pounds. So imagine 2,000 pounds of force swimming at you through the water. It's not the best mental picture, but they're still not going to hurt you. Next, we're going to be talking about one of probably the most popular or the second most popular shark in the world. It's the most distinguishable, no doubt. It is the hammerhead shark. Now, everybody knows what a hammerhead shark looks like. It is a shark with a head that goes across like this and eyes on either side of it like a hammer would look. And the hammerheads are specifically shaped this way for their eating habits and for their life. It gives them an advantage, actually. So they have eyes on either side of their head like that. They do not have eyes in the front of their head like we do. And this gives them the ability to locate their prey that is on the ocean floor or beneath the ocean floor. It helps them, it's easier for them to see when prey is near, and they get a bigger horizon of sight than other sharks or fish would because of their eyes. They have a huge range of vision, and this is great for what they need to do with it. Now, though, like movies and larger productions like that have pegged hammerheads as an aggressive, like, you know, bad species. You may have seen the movie Flipper, which is about dolphins, and they saved a boy from hammerhead sharks, which that's actually a very rare case. Studies have shown that, you know, hammerhead sharks are actually very shy. They hunt and they travel mostly by themselves. They're solitary creatures, and so when they're hunting, they're not, you know, they're more vulnerable than the average shark that may travel in groups or like have a small family. You know, it's not really like an actual family, but a small group that they travel in. Hammerhead sharks are solitary creatures, and when they have bitten people before, but the shyness that the species has, like, if you get bitten by a shark, it is so unlikely that it is a hammerhead, almost impossible. And they are not there to hurt you. They're honestly like very bashful. Like, if you think of a shark, you don't think of bashful at all. You think of like aggressive, you know, strong, you know, fast. And the hammerhead shark is actually the opposite. Although hammerhead sharks are shy and don't like to attack people, they are one of the most commonly and harshly fished sharks in the ocean. Because they travel, they hunt alone, but when they are in adolescence, they travel in groups. So once they move to adulthood, they're a solitary animal. But as they're younger, they pod up, and that makes them easier to fish, and they are endangered. So if you ever see someone, you know, fishing for sharks or whatever, you know, you can educate them on why it's a bad idea. The second to last fish that we are going to talk about today is the Mac Daddy. He is popular, Mr. Jaws himself, the great white shark. Now, the movie Jaws that came out a long time ago, I guarantee you've seen it, if not at least heard about it, that caused a problem for the great white sharks, because great white sharks kill less people a year than taking a selfie does, if you can believe that. People have died, more people have died from taking selfies in like stupid locations or just doing dumb things like taking a selfie with a bear or something, than actually died from a shark attack. You can research that there are fewer than 20 shark attacks each year, and I think between 30 and 40 people die of selfies a year. Also, more people die of cows, air freshener in their house, and lightning than they do from sharks every single year. So the great white shark is the largest predatory fish in the whole entire world, but they are not looking for humans. The greatest case of a fish or a shark attack is mistaken identity. They think you're a seal. Surfers all the time. Surfers that get bit every year. Surfers that get bit, they are on their board, you know, their arms and their legs are dangling at their sides. To a shark, you 100% look like a seal, which is one of their favorite meals. So, they are not like, humans are in our area, you know, we don't like surfers, whatever, let's eat them. They are 100% thinking that you are a seal, and this is a case of mistaken identity 99% of the time. Great white sharks, they are a migratory species. They travel all over the ocean during the year. Their migration patterns go from, you know, it could be near Florida or California all the way around to India. Like, they swim that in a year. That's just how they live. They're moving animals. Also, great white sharks give live birth, as do all sharks, but they actually don't connect to their young through like a placenta. Like, I know this is kind of weird and TMI, but like, when great white sharks are pregnant, in order for their babies to get food, instead of sharing their food like we do through an umbilical cord into the placenta, they actually give their babies unfertilized eggs inside their body to feed off of. I know that's kind of crazy, but I thought it was interesting. I hope you guys thought it was interesting. We are going to take the great white conversation and we are going to segue that into the actual magdeni of sharks, a prehistoric giant that I personally believe is still roaming the deep waters of today. We have, you know, we've only discovered approximately less than 20% of our ocean, so you can only imagine what is out there, and I 100% believe that these beautiful creatures are out there. So my segue is great white shark. It can grow up to 20 feet long. Which is huge, maybe unimaginable if you're in the water. You know, that is, you know, almost 3.5 times how tall I am. I am 6 feet tall, and that's just over 3 times my height. Like, I can't even imagine that big of an animal. But it is nothing compared to the dinosaur of sharks, which is the megalodon. Now, a megalodon, there are reports and stories, I've watched documentaries all my life that have proved, to me at least, that megalodons are real, they exist. Now, one megalodon story that I believe 100%, and I know in my heart that is out there, is a shark named Submarine. Now, Submarine has spanned, it was named back in the 1920s. Like, this shark has been around for a long time, which I don't know if it's 100% possible that it could be 100 years old, but it's such a huge animal, and the characteristics of it, you know, it could be like a tortoise. It could live to be 200 years old. We don't know. But the story of Submarine originated in the 20s, and it was this shark that they had photographed. There is this one photograph that I could find. I can't put it up here for source reasons, but it is off in the distance, and you see a giant dorsal fin and then a smaller but still huge, you know, tail fin. And they used their surroundings, they used their information and machinery to pinpoint the length of the dorsal fin, and they figured out that the dorsal fin was over 6 feet tall. Like, just the dorsal, like just the back fin of this shark was as tall as I am. So you can imagine that that shark is, you know, 40, 50 feet long. And they actually have video of there was an oil rig, I believe, near the Bahamas that filmed a actual megalodon. Like, this shark was huge. They have underwater cameras on the oil rig, the oil pipelines that go through the ocean. It's working all the time to detect leaks, you know, blah, blah, blah. But it caught something huge. I know this video is 15 minutes long, but I really like talking about sharks, and it's going to be over soon. This is my last topic, but here we go. So, this camera caught a megalodon in real life, in the flesh, but it didn't have the characteristics of a normal, actual shark. Like, obviously it's an actual shark, but it didn't have the characteristics of, like, a great white or anything else. And this is why. It was hovering. Like, it was standing still, in the best way to describe it. That's the only way I can describe it. In water. It was completely motionless, vertical. The oil rig cameras was showing a pipeline, and the shark came from underneath, it stopped. Sorry, I'm talking with my hands, but it's off camera. It stopped, hovered there for a bit, and shot up in the air. And, which is impossible for sharks. The average shark, the way that their lungs work, they don't have, like, lungs kind of like fish. Like, yes, they breathe through their gills, but, like, in order for them to get oxygen, they have to be constantly moving. There has to be a constant stream of water flowing through their gills for them to get oxygen and to breathe and stay alive. So they're always moving. Sharks do not stop. They do not sleep. So, the fact that this giant shark, thought to be measuring over 60 feet, just in length, 20 feet wide, was standstill in the water. Like, didn't move, didn't swim, or anything. And scientists believe that this was a megalodon. And here's the proof. Megalodons aren't common. They are said to be extinct, in my opinion. They're not, but they are not supposed to be around. They're not supposed to be around the oceans, but we have so much undiscovered ocean that we have no idea. So in my opinion, there are megalodons out there, you know, swimming in the deepest depths of our ocean that we have yet to discover because of just safety reasons in general. But this scientist agrees with me. Actually, this is where I got my belief. I'm not the source of this scientist, but I agree with the scientist. This megalodon has adapted through the years to be completely motionless in order to hunt its prey. Now, fish have sensory glands that detect vibrations in the water that tell them when something is in front of them or if there is a predator around so that they can get the heck out of there. A megalodon is so huge. Like, imagine, like, okay, the 60-foot freaking giant shark coming at you in the water, and you can just feel the giant waves of vibration of that shark coming at you. Obviously, that shark is going to starve and die. There's no way for that shark to hunt undetected. So, this is what the scientists came up with. And I'm not talking about scientists like weird Bill Nye the Science Guy shit, but like marine biologists, obviously, people who study sharks for a living, people who are very credible. And I'm getting all my info from the internet, personal research, and many, many, many Shark Weeks throughout my childhood on the Discovery Channel and stuff like that. So I'm not saying that this is 100% true. This is obviously a theory because we can't, you know, prove that they're still around, but these are my beliefs and the facts, the research that I have found. So, these marine biologists believe that this megalodon, or the megalodon species in general, have developed a way to stay completely still, 100% still in the water, to lure prey towards them. Now, the time that they can do this is unknown, but I believe it is between 1 and 3 minutes that they can stay completely still, not moving at all, and are able to survive. Now, with that, they need a tremendous amount of force to attack their prey. If a shark is standing still, usually sharks just swim and attack, you know, head on, usually from the side or from underneath. But the Megalodon has developed this way of staying still, completely still, vertical in the air, meters below their prey, maybe 20 meters even. I don't know. That's just a guess. But they can stay still and then use their raw, like, just strength out of nothing to burst them up in the air and surprise attack their prey. Like, say you're swimming in the water, all of a sudden a Megalodon comes up at, like, the speed of freaking light, and, like, your whole body is swallowed. Like you can't, like, I can't even imagine or, like, give you a good representation of what that would be like. But this is what they think is possible. This is what they think is out there today. And honestly, I'm excited about it. I'm not scared. I don't know about you guys, but, like, sharks are one of the littest species. Like, oh my god, I love sharks so much. So much that I have a tattoo on my shoulder of an actual shark. So, like, even ask my friends, this is very weird, but, like, if I had to pick a way that I would die, it would be via shark attack. And, like, I don't know how to explain that, but I just think it'd be lit. Who can say they've died shark attack? You know, less than 10 people a year out of the 7 billion that are on our planet. So I guess that's just another adventure. I'm sorry this video is going to be 22 minutes long. I just am super passionate about sharks and I love them so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you for watching this far, if you actually did. If you watched this far, literally to the 21 minute mark, you know, please comment saying that you did, because I love that you guys, okay, I'll be happy that you guys enjoyed what I am passionate about. There we go, that was a good sentence. So thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you liked it, because I enjoyed filming it. Probably one of my favorite videos to film so far. Comment if you're still here, you know, subscribe, turn on my post notifications, share this video to educate everybody else about sharks, about Shark Week, and how they're actually not dangerous, they're endangered. So please help raise awareness about sharks, raise awareness about why they are not out to get us, and to, you know, kind of reverse the stigma that the famous Jaws 2 and Jaws 3 portrays them as. Also, if you also agree that megalodons are real, please let me know. I know a couple friends who really do believe that as well, and they're out there, guys. So thank you so much. Share this with your friends. I will be back sometime soon with another MT Jans video. Love you guys. Peace, fam.